Hey everyone, here's a little update for you. I've been working on translating a truly amazing scripture called the Sutras of the Intoxicated Lord, or the Vātūlanātha Sutras, composed well over 1,000 years ago. We don't actually know the date, published in Sanskrit 100 years ago in Srinagar, Kashmir. And this set of just 13 sutras is mind blowing. It's really one of the most remarkable texts produced by the entire tradition of non-dual Shaiva Tantra, sometimes known as Kashmir Shaivism. So next month, I'm doing a 7-day retreat. I'm offering a 7-day retreat here in Portugal, and that retreat is full. So we are also offering it online to the global community. And I really encourage you to check out this retreat because it's really going to be an amazing transmission. And that's because of the power of this scripture. So I wanted to share a little bit of the scripture with you so that you can see if you might be interested. I think the online version of the retreat will be 6 days, actually, not 7. And there will be, of course, recordings that you can review at your leisure. So this text, the Vātūlanātha Sutras, is a sequel of a kind to the Chummas, the Chumma Sanketa Prakasha, which I did a video about here on YouTube, and you can see the link in the comments there. So how did the Vātūlanātha Sutras, the Sutras of the Intoxicated Lord, come about? Well, this fellow Vātula, whose name means intoxicated or divinely mad or eccentric or weird, he was something of a character and also something of a critical thinker, because when he heard the Chummas supposedly revealed by the yoginis, the enlightened female practitioners of the kingdom of Udayana, he decided he wanted to verify the Chummas for himself. So he traveled to the kingdom of Udayana, which was then located in the place that now is called the Northwest provinces of Pakistan. So he journeyed there and had the darshan, the divine meeting with the yoginis of that place, and indeed did verify that the Chummas were accurate. But to his, no doubt, surprise and delight, the yoginis gave him 13 more sutras. These are called kathas, oral teachings, oral transmissions, but they're also called sutras. They can be called, whatever. But these 13 that were given over and above the original chummas are, as a set, incredibly powerful and even exceed the chummas in the power and precision of their transmission and their revelation. Okay, so even though this text is very much in a way a sequel to the Chummas, it's a case of a sequel that perhaps even exceeds that which it is subsequent to. So I want to just read the sutras to you. Now, I'll warn you that these sutras or kathas are mysterious in many cases. They absolutely require learned commentary. That is, they require an explanation by somebody deeply steeped in this tradition. So I will provide such commentary, but thankfully, it's not just me, because we have a Sanskrit commentary on the sutras written by a tantric master named Ananta Shakti. And so that commentary is extremely helpful in understanding the sutras. So in the retreat, I'll present my translation of the commentary and provide some further commentary of my own as well. Okay, so here's the actual text, or some of it anyway. The 13 Sutras of the Intoxicated Lord. In this world, according to tradition, the yoginis of the sacred site first taught the revered Vātūlanātha the collection of chumas, though in truth their insights cannot be taught in mere words, being beyond all doctrines. And then taught him, through these sutras, the extraordinary, unbroken highest reality, which is free of the stain of all the following dualities: process and immediacy, existence and non-existence, the real and the unreal, plurality and unity, the conceptual and the non-conceptual, existence in this world and liberation. They communicated to him the extraordinary, unbroken, highest reality, which is free of the stain of all these dualities, by revealing in his direct experience that which is pointed to by the 13 oral teachings nourished by the ultimate secret. What I just read is my translation of the introductory prose to the 13 sutras, the prose written by the commentator, Ananta Shakti. Now I'll read you the 13 sutras themselves, which again are said to be composed or revealed by the yoginis, the enlightened female masters of Udayana, and transmitted by Vātūlanātha. So what this probably means is that the yoginis originally composed these 13 sutras in the vernacular language, and Vātūlanātha put them into Sanskrit to make a wider readership possible, because the vernacular languages, of course, are specific to each region of the subcontinent of India, and Sanskrit at that time was a trans-regional language. So anyway, here are the 13 sutras, which cannot be fully comprehended by the mind, and they aren't supposed to be. They're supposed to land at a deeper level. But in terms of the material in them that can be comprehended by the mind, that requires, again, learned commentary, and for that you'll need to attend the retreat in the last week of August. Through the activity of the great spontaneous immediacy, one discovers one's true nature. Through the discovery of that, the flow of activities of consciousness becomes all of a sudden saturated with it. Through breaking open the two casings, there is entry into the great emptiness, or the great spaciousness. Through devouring the pair, there is abiding in continuous, occasionless consciousness. Through the lovemaking of the siddhas and yoginis, the great celebratory unification arises. Through completely letting go of the three veils, one is established in the nameless state. The resonance exists in all manifestations of the arising and cessation of the four aspects of the word. By savoring the three flavors, The supreme absolute, utterly free, surges up spontaneously. By the playful manifestation of the four goddesses, one is permanently established in the state of repose within oneself. Through the arising of the flow of the 12, there is the expansion of the great rays of consciousness. When the 5 observances arise, there is immersion into the waveless. Through immersion into awakened awareness, there is no more connection with virtue or sin. Through the power of the inexpressible oral teaching, there is the discovery of the seal of great wonder. Through that, the resonance of the void is known. So those are the 13 sutras. We also get a postscript written by the commentator, which says, at the time of the great ecstatic union, the yoginis of the sacred site revealed the oral tradition composed in the form of sutras to a particular avadhut named Vātūlanātha as the non-duality of the level of the unsurpassable. They did so by means of the teaching on direct experience, taught through the 13 oral teachings, kathas, which are the essence of all the ecstatic unions, the 4 Kaula transmissions, and the 6 viewpoints. So, like I said, we're lucky to have a commentary by this tantric master, Ananta Shakti. In fact, he simply signs his commentary, someone, and a later scribe added his name for our benefit. So the commentator was someone who had transcended identity. In other words, was an awakened being. And thanks to him, we don't have to wonder, what are the 2 casings, and what are the 3 veils? And you might wish to know, what are the 3 flavors? Who are the 4 goddesses? Which are the 5 observances? All that is explained by the commentator, and I'm translating that commentary right now. And it's really, really good stuff, really juicy. It helps that he was, of course, in lineage with Vātūlanātha, who himself received the teachings from the enlightened yoginis. So I hope you participate in the retreat. The translation of this text, the Vātūlanātha Sutras and their commentary, is part of my ongoing effort, which will eventually become a book, to bring forth into the 21st century the yogini wisdom, the wisdom of the enlightened female masters of the tantric tradition. And these teachings found in this text, in the Chummas, and in the Kaula Sutras have sadly never been published. 2 of those texts have never been published in any language, and no translations have yet been made, or no translations have been published for 2 of the texts. The Vātūlanātha Sutras, thankfully, has received some attention from scholars, and a couple of translations exist, but they are not highly readable. So that's my goal as usual, to make a translation that is fully understandable. And so I'm excited for this retreat. I hope you join us, because the book that will contain these translations will not come for another 2 to 3 years. So don't wait. Join us for the retreat. Link in the comments. Thanks for your attention. And I hope you're as excited by these teachings as I am, because it's really something special. And I think they could indeed help to revolutionize our understanding of Eastern philosophy and meditative spirituality in the 21st century. Take care, everyone. Hope to see you soon.